I know you feel it, the burning in your spirit, welling deep inside. You got a beast inside. I know it's hard to tame it, it's harder to explain it. Can't even get a picture, no matter how you frame it. There's so much pressure with all these external stresses, and undoubtedly try to test you. Gotta push them through the feeling, even though your mind is reeling. The power's deep inside and leads you if you were willing. Got the power. Can you feel the power? This is the hour to release your power. Got the power.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Power Shut Up podcast. You all know we are in season 2, and we have had an amazing kickoff. I'm going to shout out some of the guests that have been here because we have actually been talking about some really good stuff, and you'll see that all the guests are kind of connected. Not just to each other, but to the Power Shut Up and the power of words. And tonight I'm really excited because we do have someone who is also, we consider family to the show. She's come on Luncheon with Lisa when I had 3 years of Luncheon with Lisa. She came onto the show a couple of times. Her daughter joined her too. And I am absolutely a fan, and I'm absolutely a supporter of what Laura's doing and her product. And you all will know exactly what I'm talking about because you all have actually won some of her products on this show. So I'm excited to have her here. But before we get started, I wanted to first say happy birthday to anyone who's celebrating a birthday today or this month. Happy birthday. You all know I love to celebrate for any reason at all. So happy birthday to you all. I also want to say happy anniversary to anyone who's celebrating love. I am a mushy gushy kind of person. So shout out to everyone who's celebrating anniversaries or whether it's first, 50th, whatever. Enjoy. And I also want to say congratulations to anyone who has started a new job, who has had a new baby, whatever is going on in your life. Congratulations. Keep going. I am so excited. I'm really excited about tonight's guest because we're doing some giveaways. And Laura does a little giving away herself. So she's full of surprises. But I do want to make sure that we recognize that this month is actually Breast Cancer Awareness Month. We also have, bullying, National Bully Prevention and Domestic Violence. So those 3 things are going on this month as far as the awareness month. So please keep that in mind. If you see the purple, pink, or even blue, I think a lot of people forget about the blue ribbon. Keep that in mind and just remember that there are people that are really going through it. And there are people that are celebrating the fact that they went through it. So just keep them in mind during this month. So I would love to, and I did want to mention, I didn't mention this last week, but you all know that I have a book series for my publishing company, Touched by Dove Publishing, called Cam Capers. And that's where I capture a lot of the things that I do with my grandson. And we have a new one coming out. It's actually 2, but the first one that's going to be coming out, both of them I plan to release this year, is Cam's Favorite Things. I'm really excited about this. I think that some of his favorite things have changed since we wrote this, but still, we're going to put this out there. And there's another one coming as well because my grandson graduated from preschool this year, and I also received my doctorate June 1st of this year. So we're doing something with with us being graduates, me being old and grandma and graduating along with my grandson graduating. So some fun things are happening with the publishing company. So just keep that in mind. We also have a new client that came on board. So congratulations to our new authors that are coming and for our published authors. So continue to shout out our latest author. She did a book called Wholeheartedly in Love, Romantic Poetry. And it's this cute little pocket poetry book. Please go out on Amazon and check it out. Actually, I think it's available on Target.com and Barnes & Noble, if I'm not mistaken. So congratulations to Shadana. Keep going. I think she's working on her next book. And I wanted to say thank you all for tuning in every Thursday, 7 to 8 p.m. You could be doing something else, but I thank you for coming over and hanging out with us. And hopefully, as we have these conversations, it's something that you can take home with you and share with others, because really I'm about communication. I always say communication is my jam. And I think that when we start to learn how to communicate better with not only ourselves, but with others, this will be a much better place to live in. But without further ado, I would like to introduce my guest. Laura is here again. Laura, thank you so much for joining us on the Power Shut Up podcast.
Lisa, thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. We have to, this is going to be kind of a catch-up session for us because we haven't talked in a couple of years. But at the same time, your story is just amazing. And when I connected with you, it was your story about how you got into the business of the socks, because one thing I love is a nice pair of footies or socks on my feet. I've always loved that. And then the fact that you were putting positive affirmations there was like the perfect combination. So I wanted to introduce you, and then we can get into how did we end up with Notes to Self? Tell us about it.
Like the whole company, how it came about?
How did that happen?
Yes. Well, really, I guess it all started because my whole life I've used positive affirmations like I am confident on sticky notes and all over my world to help me with my confidence. And in previous careers, I always taught about it whenever I did leadership training. That was one of the topics that I really believed in. And 13 years ago, I was on a road trip with my family, and the kids were teenagers at the time, and my husband was driving, and I had kicked off my tennis shoes and just had running socks on, and I was reading a book about positive thinking. And I read that the subconscious mind is most open early in the morning and late at night, in that half awake, half asleep time when the conscious filters aren't quite up yet. And it hit me, what if I put positive affirmations on the toes of socks? I'm going to grab one off our wall of socks right now.
I'm looking at the wall right now. I'm like, okay, what can I buy?
You mentioned a couple that I want to point out too, some things we have that are new, but these say, I am joyful. So, I thought, what if we put the positive affirmations on the toes of socks, and then twice a day, the person wearing them would see those positive affirmations, and they would be training their subconscious mind without even trying.
I love it.
And then I thought, okay, I'm going to grab one other thing from another part of the room.
I love it. While you're grabbing that was one of the things that attracted me to the socks and the message, was because I was envisioning myself, when you get up out of bed and you do, the first thing you do is look down at your feet.
Totally. And so then I thought, what if kids too young to read had I am smart on their toes?
Oh, I love it. I love it.
And what if that became one of the first phrases that they learned to say because they'd seen those words so often? And what if they really believed it? How could that make it possible? Could that possibly make a difference in the lives of children? And also, what if we could get these into underserved communities where kids maybe aren't, told those types of things often enough?
That's right.
and that it was just an idea back then. And I turned to my husband and told him the idea. And it was, I always like to point out this part of the story because I think it's significant. I don't remember exactly what he said, but he said either something neutral or positive.
Okay.
And it was just one of, I have crazy ideas all the time. What if, whenever I see a problem, I want to solve it, and, or invent something to, make lives better. But I think about even if he had even jokingly said something that was negative, I might have not had the confidence to take the next step. And,
Right.
that next step was like, how would I make socks? How are socks made? And,
Right.
could we put words on them? And now 13 years later, the socks are still made in the USA. Best socks ever, as you know, marathon tested, but it's really about the words.
Yes.
And to date, we've donated 149,000 pairs to homeless shelters, women's shelters, and children in great need.
Oh, wow. That is absolutely amazing. It's funny because I'm a positive affirmations person too. And I've done the stickies even as I'm sitting at my desk. There are Post-its and things all over the place, just reminders. I put them in the bathroom because words, you actually fit right into my message. And the reason that I do what I do is because words actually do matter. And what you tell yourself is so important because you have to believe in you first. So I love the concept of you look down, you're getting a message into your subconscious. And it's funny, Laura, because last week, and I think even the week prior, we talked about the subconscious. And I said, we were going to definitely have a show and talk about the subconscious because it's powerful. And we have to be very careful with what we feed, to our minds. And this to me was like perfect timing for that subconscious, because you're talking about feeding positive vibes, positive energy, positive words into even as young, children, because I've looked at some of your products. You've grown over the 13 years. I do want you to talk about some of the products you have, because I saw recently, and actually I probably was late to the party, but I saw compression socks.
Yes.
Oh, actually, I love them.
Yes. My husband came up here with me. I'm at Sock Central, our warehouse.
Okay.
And so he came up with me for a little while, and I texted him just a little bit ago and said, can you bring me in some compression socks? Because I wanted to show you. So they are the best socks ever, best compression socks made in the USA. And these are, they're all the same thickness. So they're a little different than my classic low cut socks. The low cut socks have cushion on the bottom. These don't have cushion, but they're very comfortable. The highest level of, the highest quality nylon made in the USA, easy to put on, standard compression, which is 15-20. Yes, MMHG. So just like standard compression, great for like running or like for nurses or teachers or people that are on their feet or travel. A lot of people wear these on airplanes during travel.
Which is what you were doing when you thought about this whole idea. You were in the car traveling. I wanted
That's
to share
right. Good point.
I told Laura, and this was years ago because we met years ago. It's been a long time. So
it has.
I like I said, I purchase on a regular basis, probably more. Don't tell my husband, but I buy socks all the time. But I love socks, and this was perfect. If I'm going to buy socks, it's like, why not have positive affirmations? I have the I am beautiful. I have the joyful. She has during the holidays for you all who are thinking about Christmas gifts, which I did give as Christmas gifts. They come in a little ornament and a hook. You can put them on the trees. It's absolutely amazing. You thought of everything. But I would like to share a fun story about her socks, just so you all can think about, yes, because Lisa said great gift ideas for dads or whatever. And on that note, Lisa, one of the things that my daughter did, because she saw, they watch the show, they're just not tuning in, but they pay attention. And she saw these socks and she decided she wanted to come up with this idea when she got married a couple of years ago. She wanted to ask my husband, who's her stepdad, to walk her down the aisle along with her dad, which I thought was absolutely amazing. So she actually used the socks, and I think it was the socks that you had that says "Great Dad," And she put them in a box with a note that asks, will you walk me down the aisle? So y'all get it. I mean, it was socks and walk down the aisle, and it was absolutely wonderful. I think she did it around, I can't remember when she did it. It was around Christmas or Father's Day or something, because she got married in September. But it was absolutely wonderful. I love doing something like that, I think. So let me tell you, she even has socks for your birthday. And I think we had one of our symposiums, and you actually sent a couple of gifts. So I do want to say thank you so much, Laura, because she sent a special little gift. I love these. I will share that these actually say being me. I love being me and perfectly me, which I absolutely love. So thank you so much. I so appreciate you.
You're welcome. I appreciate you, Lisa.
You have the birthday socks. I love the birthday socks.
And I wanted to say the ones that you pointed out, the being me, on the toes, it says, the world needs me.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. You added some things. See, yes, I would find more of those. I love them. The birthday, and I will tell you, I know this is how bad I have it. I probably have 2 pair of those socks, right?
It's my
birthday, but I was like, no, I like these. So you can buy these socks for someone's birthday. They are very comfortable. I walk around with them all the time. I bought them for all the members of my family, for friends, and I did share with Laura that we do these as giveaways on the show. We did it on Luncheon with Lisa, and definitely on the Power Shut Up. So there might be some people who are tuning in that actually have your socks and probably sporting them right now. But I love for you to come back every so often and talk about this, because you give back to the community in a wonderful way. It's like, I wouldn't even say twofold. You give back in so many ways, because you pour into the young people and send a positive message to them. But these messages go for any age. And who doesn't wear, socks? And you even had other, you've had other things as well. What other, besides socks? I think you've had hats.
Yes.
What kind of things have you had besides the socks?
Yeah, one of our most popular things is baby clothes. So we have baby onesies and hats and bibs, and they say, I am a blessing.
I love that. Look, we have a couple. Thank you, Empowering Perspectives and Lisa, for joining. Empowering Perspectives said, all I'm saying is December is right around the corner. Absolutely. These are great gift ideas. And Laura and I have been talking, and I want to make sure, Laura, maybe you can share a little bit about, I actually joined her affiliate program, and everything's all set up. So I'm really, really excited. I'll be using it myself, of course, because I'm going back to shop. I have placed an order for Notes to Self and plan to give them away tonight. So we're going to do 2 giveaways. They come tomorrow, but we're going to do the giveaways because I love giving these socks away. And as soon as I said, let me get Laura on the show, I was like, okay, and I'm going to place an order and get them out the way for giveaways before I do gifts. So I know my family already knows that they're getting socks, but they're used to it and they love them. So, and thank you, Crystal, for joining in. So I wanted to let you all know, and is there any information with that that you could share, Laura?
Sure. So if you go to our website, notestoself.com, and it's all spelled out, notestoself.com /POSU, so Power of Shut Up, then that is part of Lisa's program. And there's also a code. You know what I can do? I can put this code in here for if you spend $75, you can get 10% off your order with this discount code.
Awesome.
Yes, and free shipping in the lower 48 states.
You know, that's really easy for me though, Laura, right? You know, because I will share while she's doing that, that she has gift packages. So you can buy a pair of socks, or you can buy these beautiful packaging, like I showed you that she sent, where they come in these beautiful little boxes. I love them. And they also have bigger packages. So I bought sets that actually had, and I saw on your site that you have packages as big as, I think, 30 pairs of socks.
Yes.
But this is wonderful too, because a lot of people who are, I'm crushing it. He said, that absolutely. And that's in one of the giveaways that we're giving away. So just keep that in mind, that a pair that I'm crushing it is there. But these socks are just a wonderful gift, whether you're giving it to a family member or you're helping out maybe at a nursing home and they need socks. A lot of times, a lot of nursing homes need socks. And what a wonderful way to give back and send a message along with it. So, I mean, I think this is absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
I mean, words can't express how excited I was the first time I saw this, and I was like, this is perfect. And I continue to go and support. I do see that I think Empowering Perspectives birthday is this month. So birthday socks, you all, they come in all different colors and combinations, lengths. She also has, and maybe you can share a little bit about it, Laura, the little baggies that you all sell with the socks.
Yes, they're laundry bags, and they hold, anywhere between a few pairs on up to 7 pairs, and they're $10, and they've got the little notes to self logo on them. But we do gift sets with them, like 3 pairs or 5 pairs or 7 pairs. But you might even just want to add it onto your order to launder your socks. And one of the things we encourage is, like, for kids in grade school or off at college, to put it on the handle of their bedroom door or on a hook on their door, and then put their dirty socks in there. And then when they're ready to throw in the washer, it can go all the way washer through dryer with that bag.
In the bag.
Uh-huh.
I love that, because, I bought them when I saw the bags. I bought them because you all know that we lose socks and somehow they all are in the same drawer. But when you go to look for them, you have mismatch or whatever, but these are great for keeping your socks together. So you can, and I will tell you this, I even wear different messages. So there's nothing wrong with getting a double combination, right? So I'll have some that say, I am smart. And then another one that says, I can't remember what the other, I have so many, but I will wear mismatched socks because I just love them. So there's so many things that you can do with your product, but I just think the message is so powerful, and the subconscious is powerful indeed. And the fact that you are trying to pour in from, I didn't even realize that the subconscious is more open. You said in the morning and then in the evening. I didn't realize that.
A lot of times, experts on positive affirmations encourage people to say the positive affirmation like 10 times in the morning and 10 times at night. I even heard something awesome recently. I think it was on TikTok, and it was Michael Phelps, the swimmer, and he was saying that he uses positive affirmations, and that the way he remembers to do them is every time during the day when he walks through a doorway, he says a positive affirmation. And it's like it reminds him to do it.
I love that. I think what Crystal said, love socks, at Empowering Perspective. I love socks. I love socks. I love the positive affirmations. So it's a win-win situation for me. I think I've given these to Empowering Perspective said mental triggers. I've given these socks to my team. And because sometimes you might even just want to give somebody a message, remind people that they're beautiful, remind people that they're smart. A lot of people don't believe that about themselves. So you can gift it to them, because sometimes they'll be like, well, I don't think I am. But if you gift that to someone, then they know that someone else thinks that they are. And then they have no choice but to look at those every day when they put them on. So it's a sneaky way of giving them a positive message. But that's why I was excited about you coming on here to just talk about this, because these are the kind of things that kind of pour back into people. So much happens during the days and the weeks and the months that kind of takes from us and drains us. And this is like a constant pouring in. And of course, along with the power shut up, it's a message to self. So you're teaching yourself how to think positively. So that's why I love what you're doing so much. And like I said, we haven't talked in like a couple of years. So I know you have grown. Your daughter was coming on because she did wonderful marketing. I love all of the seeing the feet. I love all of that. So congratulations to your daughter. I hear she got married.
Yes.
Yes. So I and she was a pleasure to work with when we had both of you come on the show. And I believe when you all came on years ago, it was during my birthday month. So we had a DJ, if I remember. We had
That's right.
Oh, we had a good time. We really
When's your birthday?
April 22nd.
Okay.
I remember us having a DJ when you all joined us, and then I think we did a lot of giveaways because I had a Power Shut Up symposium that I do every year, and you all helped to support that symposium with some huge giveaways with the socks. So I really truly appreciate what you're doing for the community. I think it's amazing. And you just step up your game. Every time I go back to the site, I'm like, oh, a new pair of shoes. I mean, a new pair of socks, a new pair of colors. So I want to encourage everybody. What do you have?
I have something to show you. Okay. So I'm from Kansas City.
Okay.
So I don't know if this is as big a deal around the country as it is here, but when Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce started dating, like everybody in Kansas City got so excited. Are you guys excited too? Like around
when they got together?
Yeah. And we look for her at every game, and it's I actually know where Travis lives in our city, and I always think, gosh, maybe they're going to be getting gas here at the same gas station that I'm at.
How about that?
Yeah. But anyway, so I did these socks kind of with their romance in mind, but also like my husband and I have been married 38 years, and like thank you. And when I was coming up with this design, I thought, and he and I get along really well, and rarely fight or whatever, but even like I said to him, even in times when we're like disagreeing or whatever, it's important to remember that our story is a love story. And a lot of stories are love stories, and it doesn't even have to necessarily be a romantic thing. Sometimes friendships are love story. So these say you plus me equals love story.
I love those. Oh, but yeah, I'm going to get those for sure.
Isn't that great?
I love those because I'm so mushy. I love those.
We did them in gray and then white.
That's a wonderful idea. Oh, they're in gray too.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely going to get those. Yes.
And I thought, it's a great gift to give to somebody that's getting married or somebody that got engaged, or even for like one partner to give to the other partner.
Absolutely. Because you also have, if I'm not mistaken, you do have bridesmaid socks. Yes. You do. Yes. So, I mean, you have the game. You've thought about everything. But I love those, and I will be getting those. I absolutely love that.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, and think about it. The messages are endless. For these socks, and you have all kinds of colors. You have real brilliant, bright colors. The messages are amazing. I'm definitely getting those for sure.
This is another
I love my life.
And then happiness.
Oh, yes. See, I mean, the card is always filled, you all. So I'm really encouraging you all to go over and support. Lord, this is absolutely a great idea that is just endless in giving. I love the love story one. I'm just thinking about how many and who to give them to. I think that's absolutely great for anniversary, for and like I told you, and I don't know if you remembered, Laura, because I am such a mushy gushy kind of person. So yeah, I celebrate love. I celebrate anything Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, just celebrate. And I love my life. Especially now, you think about mental health and things like that. People just need those small, you think it's nothing big, but it's actually major to remind people about how they need to feel about themselves,
The socks that are in the gift set that we talked about, the world needs me, being me, that I did those with mental health in mind, because I think all of us know someone who has, died by suicide. And, just not that a pair of socks is going to prevent that, but who knows, it might be a message that somebody needs just at the right time to, make their day better.
Absolutely. Not only that, but it could be the glance that made the difference. You're not paying attention to your socks, but there have been many times that I love socks. I've always had socks on my feet. I just love footies and things on my feet. And it's funny because my family always gives me socks for Christmas. So when we met years ago, I was like, I have the perfect sock. So now you can get the other cute little socks, but these socks really serve a purpose. So, and you need sometimes those reminders at those moments when you're having a bad day. You think about people, and I think we talked about this, that, they're walking around and hanging their head low. They're not thinking about anything. They just got their head is down. They're down. But guess what happens if they happen to have a pair of these socks on and they look down, then they get an instant reminder, which I think is pretty cool.
Thank you.
I love it. Thank you for everything that you're doing. So what's been going on? Have you been all over? I know you've been all over the place with your socks, because how many socks again have you given away?
149,000 pairs.
That is amazing. That's
Thank
amazing.
you.
I want to acknowledge some of the comments. I see Lisa said the power of a message in a time when someone is going through a difficult time. These messages are so impactful. They really are. And we don't realize how much just a few simple words, we don't realize how much difference that could make. Because you don't put a lot of words on the socks. It's just a couple of words, but they hit you so. They really do. I mean, I thought it was amazing to have a pair of socks on that remind me, that say I am beautiful. I mean, sure. It's just a message to you. It's not like you're broadcasting it to the world. Nobody can see your socks and shoes, right? But
right.
You saw that, and it's a constant, because you'll think about it. It's funny. I'm just thinking about the fact that we talked about subconscious, and then you brought that up, because something you see just in passing, you'll remember it. At the strangest times, you'll remember it, which is why I hang all kinds of positive affirmations all over the house. I might have behind where I'm looking at you all, but I have something in my view that says start each day with a grateful heart. But there's always these little reminders around me that even if it's a bad day, even if I'm going through a hard time, there's something that's going to lift me back up when I'm not even looking for it. So that's why I love the socks, and I love the sock wall. I'm really kind of inspired. Like, how can I get me
your own sock wall?
Yeah. I need to start building up my inventory, because I was like, I want a sock wall just like that. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. So you said you have a sock. What did you call your sock warehouse?
Sock Central.
Sock Central. I love that. Well, how did you decide to come up with the name for the business, Notes to Self?
So thank you. My family and I worked on it at the beginning, and I always do projects like on posters, and I just start writing things. And I came up with all these ideas of what the business would be called. And one of the finalists for the brand name was Footnotes to Self. And then we just shortened it and made it Notes to Self.
I love it.
Thank you. And then our tagline is words make all the difference. And I came up with that because what I wanted to say about the business was the thoughts we think are so important. The words that come out of our mouth are so important. The things that other people say to us are so important. And then we just kind of shortened it down to words make all the difference.
I love it. I love it. It's a direct connect. I wanted to share a question. Most businesses struggle to get over the 5-year hurdle. Was there a particular affirmation that resonated with you during those difficult times? If you experienced any, that's an awesome.
I did it. Thank you for that question. Yes, I did experience. Every year there's been difficult times. And, you know, the affirmation that I go back to is the one I mentioned, I am confident. I think that's the thing that, like, for me, I even to this day continue to remind myself. And I always think about confidence, how, like, if you're confident, you can be strong, you can be brave, you can be smart, you know? So that's the one that I go back to.
to go back to.
Yeah.
I love the one you have. I have quite a few of them. But I have I think I bought them in different colors as well. So I have the ones that say you are amazing.
Yes.
And I love the ones that say you are strong.
Yeah.
So I kind of mix and match. I want the message in all colors because, of course, I want them
Mhm.
to match what I got going on. Y'all know I am from the Garanimals age. I'm telling my age, but we match things back then.
So these are all the I am strong socks. So black, white with bold pink. Oh, actually,
Okay.
this is I have a story. And then I am strong, light pink, bright pink, teal, white with black, purple, and blue.
I have a story.
Yes. Yes.
I don't remember seeing those. I like that one too. I have a
Mhm.
story. I
Mhm.
love that. Empowering Perspective says, great example and an excellent use of an I am statement. Thank you for your response, Laura.
Oh,
Yes, it
thank you.
actually is. It's very, very powerful statement to I am. And I think Empowering Perspectives and Lisa Keys also have a wonderful podcast, and they have on their YouTube channel. They share some amazing information. And I think that's one of the things that they have even talked about with I am. I just kind of watch things connect. And if you all know my message over the years, I've been, podcasting and publishing and those things for probably over 10 years. But my message has always been about the power of words and communication. And because we are communicating with each other, whether we are speaking or not. When you walk into a room, you are communicating one way or another. And because of that, and I do think personally that we've kind of gotten lazy with the way we communicate with one another, and we're just not as kind as we used to be. So I think that with work, we can get there to at least be mindful when we have those moments, to just be kind to other people. And it starts with how you speak to them, because it could affect somebody in ways that you have no idea. I remind people that, a lot of people, probably even 60, 70 years old, are still in pain from something that someone said to them as a child. Which should go to show you how powerful words are, because they will last long after somebody hit your hand or whatever. You might not remember that, but you're going to remember what people said to you and how they made you feel. So with that, we just need to be more mindful. Hi, Maritza. Thank you for joining. She also has an amazing business called Enough Cries, and she's doing some wonderful things with young men. And so please connect. I always encourage everybody who's in here to connect with Laura. Please go out there and get you a pair of socks and just let her know I got me a pair of socks. I will be doing that, Laura. But also connect with everybody in the chat, because we're all out here doing some amazing things. And you all know that I support others as much as I can. And if I find something that I absolutely love, I usually stick with it. And Laura, notes to self is it's one of those things, So I did want to, we're going to shift a little bit, because what we do, Laura, is we're going to have a little fun with Power Shut Up.
Okay.
We're going to do a couple of giveaways, but what we do with the Power Shut Up podcast is that, because we're talking about words, we have a word of the week or word of the day, and we also have a tip of the day. But before I do that, I wanted to give a quick shout out. I think I actually talked about the books, one of the books for the first guest that we had on, Sean Mason Spence. I don't know if I mentioned hers, but Hot Mama Cold Pizza is her book. Please, you all go out and support Sean Lasour. It's Hot Mama Copisa, Tales of Motherhood, Homeschooling, and Trying to Have It All. So you don't have to have any children, but she has 5. She has been in the entrepreneur world for over 20 some years. So she has a lot of stories, believe me. So even if you don't have children, you will find something absolutely hilarious, including the story about how this book got its name. But this is a wonderful piece to check out. She homeschooled all of her children. Just an amazing person to know and meet. So please support her. I did want to mention Dr. Tanoa came on after that, and she has a journal that's called Road to Transformation, and it's journaling towards spiritual maturity. I don't think we got a chance to show you this when she was on the show, but please go out and support her or reach out to her and get a copy of her journal. She also has an amazing podcast. She comes on in the mornings to get you started. So go out there and support her. And last week, we had Dr. Michelle Hammond come on, and she actually has released a new book called Daughters Healing Remedies and Recipes, Essential Guide for Mind, Body, Soul, Well-Being. And her co-authors released this book last week. They did a wonderful job last week. They came on and shared. Lord, we talked about the fact that a lot of times we're stressed and depressed and things are going on, and we have these headaches and things we can't get rid of. So we talked about remedies and recipes for how to just better handle our health. So this was really insightful, and go grab you the book. It's on Amazon, but I always like to kind of shout out the guests. And Lord, I'll always be wearing your socks. So I am a walking billboard for
Thank you.
for notes to self.
Thank you.
Yes. So thank you so much for what you're doing. So what we do is to do the giveaways, we have a word of the day, and we'll come up with something else for the second giveaway. But the word of today that we like to share with everybody, because I feel like that even in communication, we talk about how we communicate with each other, but I think it's also kind of cool to enhance your vocabulary. I know it drives my husband crazy, just to be honest with you. I'll use certain words, and he's like, he'll ask me what that means, even though he knows. And then he says, well, why can't you say that? But I have words. For instance, my favorite is kerfuffle. So it drives him crazy when I use that word, but I absolutely love it. So I don't know if you all are nerdy like that, but I have favorite words, but I'm a nerd. I'm a wordy, nerdy person. So Lisa says she discusses how our brains are constantly processing and storing information, even if we don't consciously recall it. And she said, Dr. Lisa, I love this about your platform. You always share and encourage other businesses and journeys. Thank you so much. Y'all stuck with me sharing y'all stuff, but I really do think that there's so much negative noise out there. I know it gets discouraging at times when you're out here trying to push something positive, and it gets overpowered by the negative noise. And we just gotta keep hanging in there. And the people that need to hear the message will hear it. They might not hear it today, they might not hear it tomorrow, but they're coming. So we just got to stay consistent and keep going. And everyone who comes in here and it comes on the show is doing just that. So we're more powerful together. So I just love what everybody's doing, and I really do support. I'm listening, I'm taking it in. We can gain something from what everybody's doing. So just let's keep at it. But we're going to talk about the word of the day, and hopefully you'll hold on to this word. So the word of today is juxtaposition. So the first person that can give me the definition in the chat of this word will win one of the gifts, and it's going to be Notes to Self, a little gift package of socks. So the first person that gives that, Shariva's going to star it because my eyes play tricks on me, and I've been calling out the wrong person as the winner. So she's going to star those comments for me, and I have glasses on too, but sometimes they just don't move quick enough. Two things close together that contrast. Absolutely. I'm gonna wait for Shariva to start, but Empowering Perspectives, I think that you have won, a pair of socks. I had a feeling that he was going for those socks because it's his birthday month. And he mentioned something about Christmas. So she said, you wanted those socks. He absolutely did want those socks. And they are yours. So we definitely want to make sure you send your information to our to our email, info.dsmmedia. I think Sharima will put that up for you, but please send your information to us so we can get them to you. Yes, he was. But we have another pair that we're going to give away. So I am thinking that Laura was sharing some information with us about her business, about the socks. I'm thinking the first person that can share how many socks Laura shared that she has given away thus far. If you can share that in the chat, you are the winner of the other package of socks from Notes to Self. So we'll look out for that. Lisa was ready. Is that right?
Does the J mean? What is the J?
You have 149J. What does that mean, Lisa? Empowering perspective. Wait.
Yeah,
K.
that's it.
Yeah. Empowering perspective about to catch you with that wrong letter. No, Lisa, you are the winner of the other pair of socks. That's so cool. Okay, y'all won. She said, I'm gonna put it in here 2 or 3 times so you can make sure. We got you. So wonderful. The socks are supposed to arrive tomorrow. So I will drop those in the mail as soon as we get those. I'll package them off and send them to you. I'm excited for you all to get them. Please, when you all get these gifts from other people who have businesses, please, tag them, because Laura, I do want you to share with them where they can find you, where they can order the socks. So share with us where we can find you on social media.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Notes to Self Socks is my handle on most platforms. On X, it's just Notes to Self Sock. But our website is notestoself.com, and Lisa's affiliate link is notestoself.com/POSU. So
I'm so excited. And remember, she's on, I think you all are on TikTok.
Yes.
So you can tag her on TikTok, on Facebook. That's what I've been trying to do to help push it, because I'm hoping people will come in and tune and watch, because what we do is we stream live on Facebook and my YouTube channel, Lisa Dove Washington, but you can also find the show. And I know Shariva is going to get me if I can't remember this, but I think we're on what's now YouTube Music, Amazon, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. So you can find the Power Shut Up podcast on all of these platforms as well. So there is no excuse for missing the show or catching up. You can listen in your car. I think earlier Shariva was calling Alexa to turn on the podcast for the latest podcast episode. So there's no reason. And I think somebody has gone to your website, Laura, because Empowering Perspective said hoodies, shorts, and socks is the winter attire.
Right.
You got socks coming. So I wanted to ask you, Laura, is there anything exciting that's coming new to Notes to Self that you can share?
Just that we're going into the holiday season, which is our busiest time of year. And you mentioned that you noticed on our website, we have boxes now, beautiful gift boxes that have up to 30 pairs in them. And we kind of organized those or created those with the idea that, how like you'll bring a box of donuts to the office to share with the staff or the team. Like, wouldn't it be fun to bring a box of socks? And some of them have like half size medium and half size large, or you can even just buy the box separately online and then put 30 different pairs in if you want, or however many different that you want.
That's a great idea. It's funny, when I saw them, I said, oh my gosh, 30 socks. But that's the first thing, how you just randomly give out stuff. And I thought, what if you had a whole like basket of socks that you could just say, you know what, just take a pair of socks, because it is wintertime. Keep your feet warm. I love that idea.
Thank you.
Yeah, I might have to think about that, because I sure did take a look at that big package. I was like, what am I going to do with 30 socks? But then I thought I probably have more than 30 pair already. So what am I talking about? So absolutely, you all please go to her website, check it out. Tag them in your post. And I know for my birthday, I think I took a picture of my birthday socks with a piece of cake, and I had my feet up on the thing, and just sent it over to you. Just let her know that
great.
Hey, I'm checking out the socks and I love them. But what I wanted to do also with the Power Shut Up, before we get out of here, and then I'm gonna have Laura remind us of where we can connect with her. But we did our word of the week. So we also have a tip of the week. And I wanted to actually, before I do that, I know you all, and I don't want you to forget about her, but I've introduced you the last couple of shows to Dr. Cece. So I want to make sure that you remember to, shout out Dr. Cece. She's here with us. She's staying with us. You'll see more of her, but sometimes she delivers the messages. So she actually delivers our word of the day, and she also delivers our tip of the day. So we have a tip for today that we're going to share with you all in regards to the Power Shut Up. So today's tip, I think Cherie was going to share this for us. Is listening is the key to great communication. Don't just listen to respond, but listen for understanding and comprehension. It makes for a better and more productive exchange. So that's just a message that you can take into the week. And actually, for the rest of your life, just remember, listening is key. There's many times that we somebody said, hey, Dr. Cece. Many times we don't really listen to what's being said, and we're quick to respond. And remember that once you release those words, you can't take them back. So we got to keep that in mind, that we really want to hear what's being said, because I think we're all guilty of moments where we thought we heard something, but it's not what was actually said, because we're moving in our emotions or our feelings. We're having a bad day, so we're already thinking everybody's on the attack with us, and you hear something that the person didn't even say. So just take a minute to listen, and your response will probably be better if you just actually hear what people are saying. So that is the tip in regards to the Power Shut Up. And then I think we have what we usually do a TikTok moment, because we'll see some fun TikTok moments out there. We also see some crazy stuff on TikTok. But we always try to do something fun or informative. But we also wanted to give you some perspective on the Power Shut Up. So we're going to just drop a little commercial for you about the Power Shut Up to keep you coming back. So check it out.
Is your family struggling to communicate? Do misunderstandings and arguments seem to be the norm? This fall, discover a new way to connect with the ones you love on the Power of Shut Up podcast. Join us as we explore the incredible power of listening and the art of effective communication. Each episode brings expert insights, real-life stories, and practical tips to help families like yours build stronger, more meaningful relationships. Learn how to truly hear each other, express yourselves with kindness, and create a harmonious home environment. It's time to transform your family's communication dynamics and find peace in the power of silence. Tune into the Power of Shut Up podcast this fall, because sometimes the best way to speak is to simply listen. Available on all streaming platforms. Don't miss out.
I love
So
that.
y'all please continue to tune in, and I appreciate all the support you give us. Actually, Empowering Perspectives actually hit the nail on the head. He said that is also great advice when it comes talking about the tip when it comes to hearing from God. Some of us struggle with hearing him because we're already decided what he should say. And it's a direct connect, because that's part of what happened with me even getting to the Power Shut Up, is that I was completely shut down, and it forced me to listen, because that's the only way we can kind of hear the downloads that are for us. A lot of times we're actually catching other people's messages because we're not tuned in, we're not being still, we're not listening. So He captured that perfectly. And Laura, before we say goodnight, I would love for you to again let everybody know where they can find your socks and where they can find you on social media.
Thank you, Lisa. Notes to Self Socks is our handle, and Lisa's affiliate link on our website would be a great place to start, and that would be notestoself.com/POSU for Power of Shut Up. And the discount code is Socks for Each Day to get 10% off an order of $75 or more. And I just want to say to you that I'm really touched by what you're trying to do here, what you are doing here. And I can see, yes. I can see that even, we haven't spoken in years, and that we continue to kind of go down a very similar path of being interested in words and kindness and communication, relationships.
And I hope it continues, Laura. I really, y'all, I went into the email and I was like, I'm going to reach back out to Laura because I know you are busy and things are going on. But I was like, this, every time I think about, I have socks everywhere. Like I said, I have so many pairs of socks. You wouldn't believe, Laura, but I think about you all the time because positive affirmations and socks are really my life. I mean, as a kid, I walked around with socks on my feet when everybody else was barefoot or whatever. I didn't want to touch the ground. I wanted something warm on my feet. I walk around the house with footies on. So when we met, it just started something where I was like, this is so perfect for me. It's my thing. It's another person, Grace, who has planners, and she tapped into who I am. She has these beautiful planners, and I gift them to my team every year. Era Vista planners. But I do the same thing with her because when I see something that actually is encouraging and inspiring and empowering to others as well as myself, I don't think that I'm not supposed to share that with others. So I share you. I share a lot of the people that are in the chat with us today. I share as much as I can because we got to get these messages out one way or another. Laura, yours is through socks. Mine is through podcasting about the communication. They do the same thing on their podcast. Really, really wonderful things happening. And we need to shine the light on these things and kind of, get the noise, the negative noises out of there. So I too thank you for all that you are doing, and you are welcome here anytime.
Thank you so much.
When you have some new products you want to come and shout it out, whatever it is, let me know. I am here for you. And I appreciate you and your yes, because every time I send an email your way, you respond right back. And thank you so much for the gift of socks. I was so excited. It was like Christmas already.
I was happy they came. I was happy they got here before we had.
Yes, I was trying to get the other order, and I was like, well, but I looked before we went live and said they come tomorrow, so it's close enough. But when I saw the box, it was like I was a kid in a candy store. I was like, oh my gosh, I think I got on with Shariva's like, look what we got. So more socks coming to family and friends, you all know. So maybe go on the site and check out the message you would like and let me know, because you make it easier for me to gift you if I know what message you're looking for. But thank you, Laura, for joining us. I appreciate you. And you all have a great Thursday. We will see you next Thursday, same time. And I did want to share our guest for next week. We'll be bringing on Jane McMillan. We have her coming to join us next Thursday, 7 to 8 p.m. And we're going to be talking about men, communication, and more. She has, her mission is about men are not the enemy. I absolutely agree with that. And I think we need to hear more about that. I know a lot of times we pour into each other, ladies, but Jane is on a mission to pour into those men and let them know that they are loved as well. So we'll be talking about that next Thursday. But until then, have a wonderful weekend. And Laura, can you stay on for just a minute?
Yes. Yes.
Thank you all for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you so much, Lisa.